Welcome to WarBear Podcast. I am Jay, and I'm joined with Tad. Tad?
I talk now.
Yeah. Is that to point to?
Yeah. He gave me the cue.
There's going to be some slight tweaks and changes to the WarBear Podcast here coming up next year, mostly. And this one probably too. We're going to do mostly topics from now on. So we're not just randomly talking about various other crap that's on our mind. We probably still will, but it'll be within the topics.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm not going on a tangent about
right.
D-Horse.
Yeah. So, and because of it's December and everybody's talking about it already, this week we're going to be, or this podcast is going to be dedicated to Star Wars. And at this moment of recording, it comes out this Thursday. So if it gives you an idea of where we're at right now.
I thought it came out on Is the 18th Thursday already?
The 18th will be Friday. 17th will be Thursday. So midnight showings.
Oh god.
Yeah. So it comes out this week. So as it is a topic, I'm going to ask you, Tad, how were you introduced to Star Wars to start off? Well, maybe just to start off, how do you feel about Star Wars? How about that?
I enjoy it.
You enjoy it.
So there are a lot of people out there who are very die-hard Star Wars fans.
There it is.
And if you say anything bad at all about Star Wars, excluding the prequels, they get very
episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they get very, very offended by it, or
right.
If you haven't seen Star Wars, they get very, very offended by it. How dare you not see Star Wars? I'm not.
Oh wow.
I'm not that guy. I could sit and watch the first 3, the originals, not the prequels.
The special editions or just the originals?
It doesn't matter.
As if weird, you have to go through all these weird steps about
which
what
ones,
should I be talking about.
The ones before he remastered it and put a bunch of CGI and.
No, the originals.
Yeah.
The theatrical releases.
Yeah, because those are the ones I remember watching when I was a kid. That was the one thing my dad got me to start watching Star Wars because he.
I don't know. When you were a kid, they might have been the special editions already out.
No, because I remember watching when I was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
90, 95, 96 or whatever. And
okay.
My dad had the original
box set
when they were released, the first time on video or whatever. He had those and this special little golden gate case.
I feel like you have to explain what a video
cassette is
in this year.
I don't know how to explain this. It's a giant brick-looking thing.
Let's have a brick.
Yeah.
And you put it in a VCR.
A VCR is like a DVD player, but much bigger, and it runs on tape.
And less high tech.
Yeah.
Because there's no pause. Well, there's a pause button, but there's no skip.
You can fast forward though.
Yeah.
And rewind.
Rewind.
And you can pause and freeze frame.
Was that just at the movies? You didn't have any games or books?
I didn't get any
toys.
I didn't get any books or toys until the Phantom Menace came out because I was 8 or 9 when that movie came out, and when I was a kid, I fucking loved that movie.
The Phantom Menace?
Oh yeah, I loved Jar Jar.
It really was a kids movie though.
I loved Little Annie. I loved the pod races. I loved everything about it. And then I got a little older, and I went back.
I think it was It really was a kids movie.
And I went back and I rewatched it.
It's not bad. It's just it really is a kids movie.
Yeah, it wasn't the way I remembered it. But I remember at the time it came out, Burger King had those special lids where it had Yoda and Amidala and.
I always thought that was weird.
And Jar Jar, and I tried to collect all the lids.
You didn't feel like you were drinking their insides?
No, I thought it was cool drinking Yoda's face.
I thought it was weird.
I liked that.
Because if you had the lid thing on, and you had red soda and you tipped it over, it looked like you killed. Because half their body would be split open. You could really
would that make you a Sith Lord then? If
you could no, because Obi-Wan chopped him in half. Fucked him. Darth Maul.
Yeah, but he had the Yoda head. So if you kill the Darth Maul one, you're a Jedi.
I guess.
If you're Yoda.
If you kill the Yoda one?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
You kill Jar Jar, you're the savior.
No one ever killed Yoda, but...
Well, I'm not saying they... No. Whatever. No, like, I tried to collect all the lids, and then, like, they had a little action figures that came out, and I got really big into collecting the action figures. I had, like, the unfinished C-3PO, I had the finished C-3PO, I had the Darth Vader...
Oh, wow.
They re-released. I had like young Obi-Wan, old Obi-Wan. I found a Luke Skywalker. I had a bunch of them.
How old were you at this point?
Like 10.
Okay.
10. Like I after the Phantom Menace.
Did you have the spaceships and stuff?
No, I got the little Lego ones.
Okay.
Like where you could like build like the TIE fighters and shit like that. And that's something like me and my brother would do. Like when I was like 9 and 10 is when I really started getting into Star Wars. It was because of the Phantom Menace. So,
did you ever try putting your Star Wars toys in the Lego toys and fly them around, or did you not?
Yeah, they were too big for the Legos.
It was more of an emphasis.
Go ahead.
So it seemed like there was more of an emphasis on vehicles in the first movies than there was in the second ones.
Like in the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because you had the Millennium Falcon, which was not just a vehicle, but it was a set.
Yeah.
Especially in the first two movies.
Yeah, and then you had the
it was a place. So not only were if you had that vehicle, you can reenact those scenes.
Well, like what I liked about,
but the sequels didn't have like a vehicle place.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the difference I always saw between like the prequels and the original trilogy was every vehicle was kind of unique in its own way in the original. Like you had the Death Star, you had the Millennium Falcon, you had those big old fucking elephant walking things that the stormtroopers had.
The AT-ATs?
Is that what they're called? I didn't know what they're called.
They look like more camels than
you had TIE fighters, you had X-Wings,
right.
You had all sorts of shit. And then you get to the prequels, and like every ship looks very, very similar. It's very sleek. It has like a different color.
He did that on purpose, though.
When I was younger, I didn't really notice. I'm like, oh wow, look at that. Oh wow, look at that. Now I got a little older. I was like, this all looks the same. Like the only thing that was kind of different was you had the pods from the pod races. Like they were kind of cool.
The speeder bikes or the speeders.
Yeah.
I mean, those were kind of different.
Yeah, but like other than that, like every other ship was just swap out the color a little bit and tweak it. Whereas in the original trilogy, everything kind of had its own little.
For me, there's a generation gap there. Because for me, when I was a little kid, I was too young to see any of the Star Wars movies in the theaters. But I was young enough to see the aftermath of it all. I think I was about 2 when Return of the Jedi came out. So when I was growing up, it was kind of like that feeling you had after Episode 3. Like say a year or two after Episode 3, and no one really gave too much of a shit about Star Wars, but there was Star Wars shit everywhere because it was like the after party. That's what I grew up in. So I grew up in like old cartoons and like toys at like the Salvation Army and just discarded shit everywhere. And VCRs eventually became more of a commonplace when I got older. So I did see Star Wars eventually when I was like 10 or so. And I remember it was a big deal. It was like on cable and we were like illegally watching it and shit. And so I didn't have a lot of Star Wars toys and I didn't really get to like watch it and understand what I was watching until I was like 19 or so. And then that's when I really became a fan and kind of absorbed the whole thing. But I grew up in like the after. I had a Slave One, which would be a Boba Fett ship, as a toy. But it was like it was a used toy. Completely, all the stickers were gone. The cockpit piece was gone. And I had no idea it was Slave 1. I knew it came from Star Wars.
You just didn't know what it
I
was.
didn't know where it was from Star Wars. And I flew it sideways. Because I didn't have all the accessories. And I love that thing. Just because of the detail and stuff on it. But then, I lost it. Like, later on, it was like, holy shit, I had Slave 1. Just by, looking at it going, oh, that's what that was. Oh. Parts of it make sense now. Like, it all starts to click. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't have that anymore. I remember another time, too. I was at the thrift store when I was really little. And they used to put, I don't know if you remembers that, but they used to put all the toys on the top, like above the clothes. Like they had the shelves where the clothes would be on the racks, but on the top of the rack they had like a shelf, and they threw all the toys up there, so little kids couldn't play with them.
That's kind of a dick move.
It was. I knew that's why they did it. So I could never reach the toys. So I was like knee high looking up at all these toys that were like slightly hanging off the edge. Like you could kind of see them, but not really. No. And you're always trying to find a way to climb up there and see them. And it was really fucking sucked. But I remember one time I found something I thought it looked really cool. And I said, what is that? What is that? What is that? And my mom pulled it down. It was totally the Millennium Falcon. I didn't know what it was at the time. But I knew it was from Star Wars. And I was like, I want it, I want it, I want it. And she's like, I ain't buying this for you. And she put it back up there. So I could have had a Millennium Falcon at one point. Like
that's a depressing story. You made me very sad right now.
But it was there. I remember seeing it. It was like, oh man, if you can find one of those intact today, you can get a pretty penny for the original. If you have the fucking, there's like in the original Millennium Falcon, it's just a ball on a little string, right? And it's supposed to be like Luke's training droid thing.
Yeah. In
the Millennium Falcon. That goes for hundreds of dollars. Because everybody fucking lost it. And so only so many people like kept it. That and the checkerboard table. Everybody lost that fucking thing too. It shouldn't have been a now if you get like the new the funny thing is I found out if you buy a Millennium Falcon toy nowadays, you pretty much are buying that original Millennium Falcon. They keep using the same mold. They just keep updating like what it can do, like the outside and stuff like that.
They get more features.
More features. Sometimes there's lights on it. Like the checkerboard doesn't come out. But essentially it's the same toy.
I was at Walmart like 2 or 3 weeks ago with my dad.
Mm.
And you know like everyone has those fucking like drones now. There's a fucking Millennium.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Drone for it was like $70, and I almost bought it.
Why?
Just because I'm like I can fly around the Millennium Falcon, just to have it, kind of thing.
I think the BB-8 thing looks cooler. Personally. Oh well, that's that. Okay, well another topic was, your predictions for the new Star Wars movie.
Like what I think is going to happen or how it's going to do?
Well, what do you think is going to happen? How you think it's going to do is like another question. Well, what do you think is going to happen in the new Star Wars movie?
Well, I know
based on what you know from the trailer.
Oh, from the trailer. This is a very long shot.
Okay.
Have you heard that?
You can add rumors in. Just what do you think is going to happen?
What I would like to happen. Jar Jar Binks. Is the ultimate Darth Lord, Sith Lord. Yeah, you heard that rumor, right? And the guy with like the hilted handle in the trailer, that's Darth Binks. And
Binks.
And he is rising out of the ashes with his empire to fuck shit up. And him and Luke have this awesome fucking battle.
Why is Luke fighting him?
Because Luke's a badass.
Luke's got no grudge against
Jar Jar. That's how I see it ending. And they end it. Okay, so like Han and Leia have their kid, or whatever. Like they have twins, right? Or is it
not anymore?
I thought okay.
They did at one point.
Yeah, I know. I know they had kids, but like, and Luke trained their kids to be one with the Force or whatever. Yes. So he was kind of building like a Jedi, Jedi Order back up.
Right.
So he has a few like Jedi because it's been 30 years. So you would assume by this point he has some trained, even though he was never.
Some of Lonnie just keep pumping them out, Well,
Han
and Leia.
He probably like went around the universe and picking some people up. You know, like
she's a good kisser. Trust me.
Oh god, no, don't. Okay, so like, he has like, say he has his nephew who's like the youngest one, is like his little Padawan, and the very climax of the movie, like they have like all these different little skirmishes with like the rebels that are still fighting the Empire, and at the very end, Darth Binks comes out. And it's gonna be like in the New Hope, like right before Obi-Wan and Vader have their fight.
Right.
And Luke sacrifices himself to Binks to get his nephew to go away, also escaping with Chewie and Han. And that's how they should end it. Like, just on a really depressing note, because, side note, my favorite one is Episode 5. Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. Just because it ends on such a downer.
It doesn't really.
It kind of does. Like, Han is frozen in that carbonite crap, right, after being tortured.
Yeah.
Luke gets his hand cut off. His whole, like, psyche is, like, crushed, finding out that fucking his dad is Darth Vader. He was not in a good place. Okay?
Well, there's a few things...
And I want it to end, like, really just depressing. I don't want people to go home happy.
Right.
Right? Like, that's what I want. Like, I don't really care about, like, all, like, the little things that happen. Like, but the main plot points of the movie is, like...
Wow, you're way... Okay.
Evil Binks killing Luke Skywalker.
I feel like I have to explain this, because you're way off on a lot of things.
Probably.
Originally, when George Lucas owned Lucasfilms, after Return of the Jedi, he really didn't have any plans to keep going with it or anything like that.
Well, I know the books were independently written and stuff.
Right.
And they weren't always canon with it.
They were actually at one point. They were legitly canon. Based on... Because Lucas... He wrote a summary of what... He wrote
an epilogue.
Yeah, for the whole thing. The whole thing is epilogued. And he never released what this epilogue was, but a lot of people who wrote the books seen it, and now J.J. Abrams has seen it too. But there was never like a clearer story. It was just an epilogue. What happened? So the books were kind of based loosely on that epilogue, and it was canon for a long time. But because they were independently written, when he sold Lucas film to Disney, they don't get all of that.
So none
books.
Of that counts.
Yeah. So basically, Disney's like, fuck that. None of those books
count.
Off
the movie universe. No. Fuck your written word.
Right. So now it's up in the air. Well, now they're re-releasing, like through comic books and books like that, things that are leading up to The Force Awakens. So now we're getting a new history of what happened after.
So they're trying to bridge the gap so people go into the movie going...
Yeah, but they're doing it really slowly because not all the books are out yet.
Well, I know, like, I think you told me... This
30 years we got a gap here.
I know, like, you told me, like I think it was 2 or 3 years ago we were at the Goodwill, and I had picked up, like, 2 little Star Wars books there, and you're like, yeah, good luck reading that. It's kind of pointless because by the time you, like, tried to catch up, you would have, like, 70 more books to read or something like that.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of books.
Yeah, it was something along the lines of, like, if by the time you read one, they've already written 2 more.
Yeah.
I think is what you told me.
Yeah. That was then, and now it's just as bad. Because now they're just pumping out comic books and stuff like that. But they've explained a little bit of stuff, what happened after what happened after Return of the Jedi, Return of the Jedi, which actually, if you want to look at what happened afterwards, is kind of a depressing story because Leia went back to rebuild the Senate, but then there was tensions there because everybody wants to be the leader of the Senate now. The Empire's not completely defeated. And there's a big army and a lot of ships. They just basically went into cubbyhole and hid, but they would pop up and still like attack. So they're not like the whole end scene of the Return of the Jedi where everybody's celebrating that they're free. No, they're still getting attacked. They're still getting bombed. The Empire's not really releasing their grip at all. In fact,
they got dealt a blow, but they're not down.
No. In fact, in the comic books, the Emperor like sent a message from the grave, essentially. Like a message like, if I die, this is what you should do. Message. So he's even like got like some final fucking orders in at the end too. What I think's gonna happen in Force Awakening, I think I don't know everybody's names. I do know that the guy you see with the red lightsaber with the double saber, he's
Ren or whatever.
I don't know. I'm not gonna try their names. I'm never good with Star Wars names. The obvious Sith Lord is part of a cult of Sith Lords who want to resurrect, like, not so much Vader, but they just want to become Sith Lords. They're not technically Sith Lords because they were never trained by a Sith. They're a cult of wannabe Sith Lords, essentially, who are all Force sensitive.
So they're posers.
Yeah, but they want to be. So they are searching for all like Vader relics and stuff like that because they just jerk off to it and shit. And fucking JJ, it's all good. It's just basically gonna be like a New Hope with a coat of paint. That's what's gonna be. The girl's going to be Han and Leia's kid, possibly not, possibly Luke's kid, but she's gonna be the one who's gonna be the Jedi, the new Jedi. She's gonna be the.
And the guy in the Stormtrooper.
But she's trying to fight it. She doesn't want to be. The guy in the Stormtrooper outfit, he's gonna have the goddamn secret plans to the new Death Star. Then that's why they're chasing him. He was a spy. I'm guessing he was a spy. He wasn't actually a Stormtrooper. He was going there as posing as a Stormtrooper, and his spy friend dies, and they get basically found out, and they have to escape because they're like, shit, these guys have to die because they know our secret plans to like come back and kick the galaxy's ass. And so he flees and crashes on a desert planet, and he meets the chick, and she's, probably like running from her true self or trying to find herself kind of thing. And they keep the other guy, and they torture him for information, what he knows, and maybe he gives in and tells them the rebel base and everything like that, because they don't know that much of it. And the black guy's like trying to like get like what he knows to the good guys, and then that's when Harrison Ford or Han Solo comes into the picture, because she's probably gonna call in her dad or uncle, either or. I don't know her
Maybe
family.
Maybe they're just running to like a cantina bar.
No, I think she obviously calls him in and is like, "Can you come? Blah blah blah. I need a ride. This guy has information. You want to know him." But she doesn't believe in the Force and all that stuff. Like, she was probably told, but she doesn't believe it. And then Harrison Ford comes back and he's like, because this guy seen some Sith shit, and he comes, and Harrison Ford's like, "Oh no, it's legit. Real. It's a legit. My friend Luke could do some shit. I seen him like float a robot 5 feet off the ground. It was crazy. You wouldn't eat no strings. And so he takes him to Leia, and then him and Leia like reunite. But I don't think they're together anymore. I think they're just kind of friends.
Well, he's a scruffy nerf herder.
Yeah. She'd rather make out with Chewie. Or her brother.
Yeah.
Which other? But they're probably looking for Luke. And they don't know where Luke's at. No one knows where Luke's at. Luke's disappeared.
He's hanging with R2.
Well, I've heard that he's on an island in seclusion. Like, that much got leaked.
I would like it if... Sorry, continue. I'll go.
But yeah, basically this is going to be episode 1. Like, they're going to find the Empire, and they're basically, instead of like building an entire Death Star, they just built it into a planet, and it's got a Death Star cannon on the planet. Like, they're like, oh, those clever bastards, instead of building a giant obvious target, they just built one into a planet. And it's just gonna be A New Hope all over again, except I don't think they'll blow up the planet at the end. Like, if anything, they'll probably keep it around as like a bigger threat throughout the series. But I don't know.
What if it turns out Luke is the ultimate Sith Lord in this one?
He could be.
Because like I was watching. I think you told me about it. Like Dinner for Five or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There was one with like J.J. Abrams and Mark Hamill and all them on there. And I guess like the original plan was Luke was supposed to like go to the dark side. He was going to strike down Vader. He was going to strike down the Emperor or whatever.
No, it basically played out in the original ending for Return of the Jedi. The original ending for Return of the Jedi pretty much played out all the same, except the scene where he took his helmet off and he goes, "Let me look at you. You were right about me, son." Blah blah blah. After that, that's when he takes his helmet, pretty much drops his dead body, takes his helmet, and then puts it on and goes, "Now I'm Vader." So stupid. Like it was like Lucas used to make dumb decisions, and people were like, "Nah, that sounds stupid. Don't do it." But when like episode 1, 2, and 3 came out, he was too powerful, and like anybody was like, "Nah, that's stupid, dude." He's like, "You're fucking fired. Get out of here." Because that's really what it feels like. But that comes into the next question. Do you think the new one's gonna be any good or not?
I don't think it's gonna be bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I think part of it is because they got Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford all to come back, and they don't, and they don't strike me as people who would, well, okay, Harrison Ford might, as like people who would just come back and do whatever it is they want. They might be a little faithful to the source material, so like if they wanted to go like in a completely drastic direction or whatever. I'm not saying like J.J. Abrams would do that. Well, okay, Star Trek. Never mind. Yeah, just scratch what I just said. That I have no argument there. I don't think it'll be bad.
You answer you don't think it's.
I don't think it'll be bad. I was trying to say that, but in a way of.
You kind of made yourself feel sad. It sounded like.
Well, it's because I was like.
You're like, you know what, and God.
I like J.J. Abrams. Like I liked Alias.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I liked Lost up until it's like last season.
Yeah.
I liked the first Star Trek movie he did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like the second one. What was that? What was that? Project whatever it was. Oh, man, I'm losing my mind here. There's 3 kids in the film.
Super 8?
Super 8, yeah. I like Super 8. I could not remember that name, thank you. No, he has stuff out there that I have watched and I have enjoyed. You know, like the only thing I've seen is I haven't liked is Star Trek Into Darkness, and that's because it was just a fucking not good version of Wrath of Khan. Really.
I think it's gonna suck.
Oh no.
It's gonna be horrible. I think it's gonna have good scenes.
Well, as an overall movie.
But overall, it's gonna suck. It's just gonna be a rehash.
Is it gonna remind you of like like the New Hope with the prequels kind
It's
of writing.
gonna be like what he did with It's gonna be like what he did with Wrath of Khan, or Star Trek Into Darkness. I think it's gonna be a complete rehash. It's just gonna be a New Hope with a new paint job.
I'm really hoping he takes this, like the movie takes its time. Cause I've noticed with the stuff he has done recently, because he did the Star Trek movies, and then he did he's done the Mission Impossible movies. So a lot of stuff he does is like very high tempo, and Star Wars is not necessarily a high tempo movie.
The thing I don't like about JJ, he doesn't have his own style. He has so many other people. He copies so much.
He has shaky cam.
Well, lens flare. He has lens flare.
Lens flare and shaky cam.
Yeah, he borrows so much from so many people that people compare him to people like Spielberg and stuff like that.
He's the next this. He's not the first J.J. Abrams. He's the second coming of so and so and so and so and so and so.
He copies way too much, and I it's so noticeable at this point. In any interesting idea he comes up with in a film, I've never liked, or he's never come up with something I've never seen before. Like Christopher Nolan, if you watch Inception, I never saw anything like Inception before. There was some new ideas there.
The dream inside a dream inside a dream.
Well, not just that, the way he films stuff, rotate a whole room around so people are fighting on the ceiling, but keep the camera steady so it doesn't look like the room's rotating. It looks like they're rotating. Shit like that. JJ doesn't do anything. That's insane. The only thing, I'll give JJ some credit. He wanted to put some Muppets in this fucking thing and keep the special effects practical. But it's fucking 2015. Nobody fucking shut up. You're gonna put digital in there. Don't try to play this off because you built the Millennium Falcon set. Good for you. So it's more you could have done for the engine room in the Enterprise, you fucking hack. I don't think it's gonna be any good. And then it really is everything you listed off there, Alias and Lost. I fucking hated those shows. I hated Lost from the first episode. I gave it a shot. I watched a week of Lost, the first week. Didn't like it. No interest in it at all. Actors. The story.
Once, for me, lost me. Ha 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 ha. I'm not that.
If that was the goal, then that was the most clever thing in there. But I don't even think that was their goal.
Once they got off the island and they started time traveling,
yeah,
that's when I was like, okay, it was neat to have him go back and meet the young Ben and see the one Richard guy's backstory, he's an immortal or whatever, and there's cool concepts poorly portrayed.
Super 8 is not bad, but it's a fucking mess of a movie because it wants to be so many things at once, and it doesn't take time to figure out which one it should be.
I saw it more as a invasion monster movie. That's all I really
You could
saw
say that, or you could say, is it a movie about a father and a son reconnecting? Or is it about a son trying to connect with...
It's trying to be too many things at once.
Right.
And it doesn't want...
It doesn't settle on one thing.
So basically, Super 8 is J.J. Abrams. It wants to be so many things.
Yeah, it is.
But doesn't have a singular identity.
It doesn't have an identity.
Oh,
is it an alien monster movie? Is it a son reconnecting with his movie?
Is it a coming of age movie?
Is it? Yeah, I know. Really, it is. It's so fucking nuts. And it doesn't take time, like you said, to slow down and
flush things out.
Yeah, give itself a moment.
And that you really connect. You're okay, this is the character. This is what's going to happen.
If anything, you're
supposed to cry here.
The best representation of all J.J. Abrams movies is you're that guy in the truck racing the train, and then you just pull out in front of it. Because that's what you're going to feel like as someone watching his movies. The only thing I saw from the trailers that I thought was really neat from the new Star Wars trailer was they showed the Millennium Falcon going into Lightspeed from the opposite direction. You normally see it from the back end going into Lightspeed. and the stars go whoosh. And in the trailer, they showed it coming towards you in hyperspace and going. And it was like, I guess that's neat.
I don't think it's gonna be bad.
You don't think it's gonna be bad?
I don't think it's gonna be like it's gonna blow me away. You know, I don't think it's gonna be like Marvel level kind of thing. You know.
Oh, like the new Marvel movies.
Yeah, like
even though this is the Disney property now.
Yeah, and to be honest, like just going back to like the special effects thing, like it's dumb not to build a Millennium Falcon because they could build it, put it on like fucking Disneyland set or whatever. So
they probably will.
They could use it, and then they could still have it for a tourist. Because who's not going to want to go hang out? In
they
Millennium
probably
Falcon?
will. I don't even know why they tore down the first two. Honestly, I don't know why they did. I understand why they might have tore down the first one because no one knew what that movie was going to be. But when you rebuild it for the second one, I don't know why they tore that motherfucker.
If I was George Lucas, I would just put it like on his ranch.
Oh yeah.
And just because who doesn't want to go hang out with a Millennium Falcon just for like. If I was George Lucas and I was like
Kevin Smith got to.
So that's a cool thing to do. Like
yeah,
just
I've seen a lot of people taking like.
I was in the floorboards. All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of like anytime I've seen like right now I saw like a thing for the president of Skywalker or Lucasfilm, because even though like Disney owns it. They're keeping it its own company still, like what they're doing with Marvel, because they can't own too many properties. Otherwise, be in charge of the monopoly, even though they fucking really are at this point.
Well, they have Marvel, Pixar, Lucasfilms.
Yeah, shh. The government might hear them and charge them as a monopoly. Probably some cell phone companies and internet companies. No, whatever. Like, every interview I've seen so far has been in Millennium Falcon. Because it's big enough. There's a little area where you can sit and do shit. I know that's just on the Millennium Falcon set. So, no, I don't think they're going to tear it down. They'll probably put it.
Is it an attraction, really? Like,
because they built a life-size X-Wing, too. Like, there was aerial photos, like, showing that. So they'll probably they probably built them with the intention of doing something else with them, because they're gonna make 2 more movies too, and probably a shit ton more. So who knows? This is gonna be the Phantom Menace all over again.
Well, I'm hoping you're wrong.
I know a lot of people are. I've only seen like a few people like comment like, what if this Star Wars movie sucks? And I'm going like straight up saying I think it's going to suck. I have no faith.
Everyone's very, very excited about this.
Oh, they're too excited.
Not that I dislike. I'm not saying I dislike J.J. Abrams.
But
people are putting him very high up there. Like, oh, he's going to save Star Wars.
From what? It wasn't even in any kind of trouble.
And my thought process is like how he saved Star Trek. Because
I think a better pick, honestly. And people might disagree with me on this one, but who I would have got to direct this episode 7 out the gate,
Del Toro.
I would have gotten Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon. Well, he's already under Disney contract anyway.
Right.
Marvel. And then you could have a Star Wars Marvel crossover.
No, not as... They might do that anyway.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of hoping they don't.
They're kind of already doing it with their, like, Infinity. Their, like, Disney game.
Oh, well, yeah, but they have, like, everything in there.
I know. I'm just saying. There's even talks they might be in the new Kingdom Hearts game, too.
That's fine. Those are video games. I mean, like in a cinematic universe.
That's probably where it will be most of the crossover is in the game world. It probably will never be like a physical.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse isn't going to be like just walking in the background. Even though I think a lot of people don't realize that too. Like the whole intro, like the 20th Century Fox logo, is not going to be at the beginning of Star Wars. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. Like it's going to be different, and I don't think people realize that.
Do you think he's going to keep the the text scroll in the beginning?
He has to. He can't change that.
Oh, yes, he can.
He can't change that.
I'm not saying it's a good idea, but he
No, it can't be changed at this point. It's a staple. If he changes that
movie's
it's already sucked right at the gate. People will walk the fuck out and demand their money back. I guarantee you, the text scroll has to be in there. And like any movie ever, Star Wars has to begin and start and end the same. It cannot. He's got to do. See, that's the other thing too. Like, I don't see, like, he's not gonna do like the fade cuts.
I was gonna say, what kind of like transition is he gonna use? Like screen wipe.
I don't know.
Screen wipe. Star wipe.
I don't see. See, that's another thing too. Like, it's little things like that that make Star Wars Star Wars.
Who are they? I don't know. You might know this. Who are they doing to get the score for the movie?
It's John Williams.
Good.
But he probably can't do it. God damn. He's getting up there.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I was about to say those exact words.
He's I don't know if he can hold the stick up anymore. The little wandy stick. I don't know if he can. He's out of breath every time he makes like a whoosh motion.
I think he'll be okay.
I think he'll be okay. Yeah. He's obviously still doing it, so he must not. It must not be that bad. But
actually, I can't see.
I feel kind of bad for him because I get the sense that Return of the Jedi, I guess nobody thought that would probably be the last Star Wars movie, but it was the last one for a long time. And then Episode 3 came out, and I think John Williams thought this was going to be it. This was going to be the last one he was going to work on. So, like, the score on that one, like, the end score is like a closing note. And now they're doing 7, and like, he's probably just like,
how do I come back from a crescendo?
Well, yeah.
That's it, guys. I'm done.
I'm surprised he came back, honestly. Like, I'm surprised they got half the people they got back.
They got a lot of
the
people.
Actors, I'm not surprised. Half those guys hardly get any work. Most of them have been typecast their whole lives. So, like, especially like Carrie Fisher. Of course, you know, like, they're gonna be like throwing her some Disney money. She's like, I'll fucking do all 3 of them, motherfucker. I'll even put the damn bikini back on if you want me to. But I heard they're phasing that out.
The bikini?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney already said they're not gonna have any toys with the gold bikini.
On that note, I haven't watched the interview yet, but like there's an interview to like MSNBC or something.
Oh, I heard about
whatever, that. Where like one of the questions was, how do you explain to your children why you were wearing this skimpy cladded gold bikini?
Well,
or
she was
whatever?
captured.
Yeah, and her excuse was her answer was not an excuse. That's horrible phrasing. My bad. Her answer to him was, just tell your children I was enslaved by a giant slug monster and was forced to wear it, and I killed him, and it changed immediately.
Yeah.
Like, she gives no fucks in interviews, and...
Dude, she did a lot of fucking coke back in the day.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Star Wars, since this is a whole Star Wars podcast.
Ins and outs, man.
Empire Strikes Back is your favorite one, right? The fifth one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when Carrie's coke problem was at its all-time high, and apparently, you know how like some like when you do a lot of coke, you have the coke fingernail, like the pinky's like extra long, so you can scoop the coke up and sniff. Ooh, that was really good. So you can sniff it really good. She totally has a coke pinky, like, and you can see it in the movie.
I'm gonna go back and watch that and look for that now.
There's also a hilarious interview, like off the set, like Empire Strikes Back, mind you. Find that one because it's so fucking funny. There's an interview, like on the set interview with Carrie Fisher, and so she's wearing like the snow outfit, like when they were in the snow cave and shit. So she's wearing that outfit, and she's being interviewed about the Empire Strikes Back because, you know, people were like, excited and they wanted to talk to the cast. And you can tell in that interview, she is so fucked up on coke. Like, her questions are so like magical and like nonsensical at the same time. It's hilarious. Like they're like how's it to work on Star Wars? And she's like, I had to say this line and I don't know what the fuck it means. And her eyes are just, she doesn't blink in the whole interview. It's fucking hilarious. She's like, I don't know what it means, I'm just saying it. And then she says the line and she's like, I don't know what it means. Like, just says it like 3 or 4 times. It's fucking hilarious. Find that interview. Carrie Fisher. Empire Strikes Back. Awesome interview. You already said that Empire Strikes Back's your favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Mine is Return of the Jedi.
That's a really good one.
I think it had
it's a very solid film.
Yeah. A lot of people hate it because there's like a lot of Muppets in it. That's kind of the reason why I liked it, because I kind of like Muppets. Anyway.
Did you approve or disapprove when they changed the Ewok eyes?
Fuck, I really didn't even notice at first. Honestly. Like, they said they were blinking. And I was like, oh, they're blinking now? And I like went, because I have I watched it on Blu-ray. And I didn't even fucking notice. Like, and then someone said it, and they're like, I watched it again. I was like, I guess they are blinking.
Okay.
The only thing I didn't like
About
the changes was I didn't like Vader's like talking to himself, and he said no, and then he picked the Vader up and threw him and was like, no.
You told me, I didn't realize that until you pointed that out to me.
I thought it was better when it wasn't. Nothing
like,
was said.
Saying less can say a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think a lot of people are forgetting that. Like, actions do speak louder than words,
Mm-hmm.
and you can, if it's portrayed correctly, you can.
Which I think it was.
You can see the inner turmoil.
But
of like the confliction between.
Dude, I'm pretty sure like James Earl Jones got like a pretty hefty check to say no.
No.
He's like, yeah, I'll do it.
And James Earl Jones is kind of a perfectionist too. Like when he was, on a side note, when he was doing like The Lion King, he has like a 9-minute track of him trying to prepare for a lion, where he's just like keep rolling. He's just trying to like roar and shit.
They're like, we're gonna totally add a real lion noise. No, I'm gonna do this.
No, let me try it. So I just imagine him like at Star Wars, like, we need you to come in and say no. And he's like, all right. And it's like,
well, actually, right
like
now,
an hour and a half long, and I'm just going, no.
No. In the Star Wars Rebel cartoon, which ain't too bad. It's actually really good.
I still need to watch the Clone Wars.
Yeah. They brought Darth Vader in, and he's actually being voiced by James Earl Jones again. So he's back as Vader for probably a while. I mean, they didn't really know too much Vader in there, because obvious, like the one episode they had Vader in, he totally owned like everybody there. So they barely escaped, and it's like, well, yeah, obviously you're gonna be very light on your Vader usage.
Otherwise, the heroes are kind of fucked.
Yeah, because Vader was like, when he came in, there's a reason why he looks like death, because when he came in, that was pretty much the end game. Yeah. I think the Clone Wars is actually better than the originals. The stories it was originally based on was better, or the Clone Wars was better than the movies it was based on.
So I've only seen like 4 or 5 episodes of the series, and I've seen most.
That's not enough, but yeah.
I know, but I've seen most of like the movie. I own the movie. I just found it for like $1.
Oh, the movie the movie that came out before the show.
Yeah, for the animated one.
No.
And we were at the Anime Con here like last month. We were in line to see Doug Walker, and I was talking to the Fan of the Opera guy and the other guy with me, and they both said they hated the fucking Clone Wars, and I was like, the movie? They're like, well, like the movie and the cartoon, like they both suck. And I haven't seen it yet, so I didn't have a frame of reference. And I was asking them why, and all they would really tell me was, it sucked, the animation looked crappy, and I didn't like the stories. Like, yeah,
that's for their preference, really.
Yeah,
I can understand the animation because they kind of based it off of the cartoon that came out before it.
It looks very blocky.
It is kind of blocky.
That'd be my
I
only
don't-
gripe so far.
I think the reason why it looks the way it does is because they wanted to aim it more towards children and making it more cartoonish like, I guess you could say. It's more, I guess, I don't know what they're thinking there is, because whatever, you can have something look just as realistic and be just good for kids, but I think that might be their reasoning behind it. More round edges, more appealing for children.
Softer tones.
So, I think that might be why it is like that. That's just a guess. And they never really said why they did it like that. So I don't know.
I've only seen a few episodes of them. Like the last one I think I watched, and I think it's like the. It's like one of the first ones
I will agree with those guys that the Clone Wars was probably the worst Star Wars movie
ever
freaking made. Oh my god, that's a fucking complete and utter mess with a love story and then this big action scene, and everybody's acting's off, and it just looks like they're just in front of a blue screen the whole fucking time.
How many Jedi died in that battle, do you think?
They said in books how many were. I don't remember the exact number. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Some of them were mostly younglings or Padawans and shit like that. There were probably thousands of Jedis before the Clone War, before that battle on Geonosis? Geonosis?
Maybe? I don't know the name.
Before the battle on Geonosis? I don't want to say that's right. And then you just cut that number in half, basically, because they wanted to, really thin the Jedi out beforehand, and then they thinned them out in the gap between until it got to, Order 66, was only, not that many left anyway. I think we're done talking about the Star Wars, unless you want to add anything.
I don't really got much. I mean,
not much else.
Unless you want to talk about any books about them you've read, but I've only read one book, so I don't know if you've read any of them.
Nope. I read the movie books.
Oh, yeah, I haven't. The only one I read was, the Origin of Obi-Wan.
Origin of Obi-Wan?
Yeah, when, Qui-Gon found him. And
I read the Episode 3 book. I have the whole trilogy books on book.
You just haven't read them yet?
I read most of them.
They alright?
They're alright. There's just some, basically scenes cut out. The Episode 1 had a different opening where in the book it starts on Anakin. It starts with the very first pod race that he's talking about that Sebulba cheated on and flashed him with the vents. And then it cuts to the trade thing, and there's really not anything different. When Dooku fought Yoda, the fight scene was a little bit longer, and it was a little bit longer when he fought Sidious. That was about it. Not much else. Nothing real memorable. But, yeah.
I have the high ground.
So, yeah.
So,
Darth Maul's like, hey, I had the fucking high. God damn it. I think Red Letter Media, made the joke, it's the same joke. Maybe that's where Obi-Wan figured out if someone tries jumping over your head, you just swing wildly up in the air towards that person. He landed and was like whoosh, and then Darth Maul's like, oh, what the fuck, and fell down. And he's like, man, if that was me, I would have been like totally not even how I thought that was gonna go. I thought he was gonna move something in the background to distract him. And Darth Maul would have been like, what the fuck was that? And that's when he would have jumped up and cartwheeled him off. I thought that was what was going to happen.
Yeah, he just straight up Chuck Norris.
But, the other thing is, Darth Maul was completely an idiot in the whole thing because, he had a broken lightsaber. His staff was broken. He was lucky that the one half was still working. Why don't you just throw it?
Throw the lightsaber?
Throw the lightsaber at Obi-Wan.
When he's hanging down?
Yeah. What good is it doing him?
Okay, so
take.
instead of throwing the lightsaber or whatever, there's probably stuff he could like force down on him. Like why don't you just like grab?
Well, yeah, why don't you just
stuff?
take?
Like,
we would just like look over at like Obi
you're
or
gonna-
Qui-Gon Jinn's dead body and just be like, force push that down on. That would fuck with his head too, because now his dead master's like fallen,
he's gonna
lifeless body, like.
He's gonna die by dead master body.
And he wasn't even technically dead at that point either. He would have been like falling with him, like Obi-Wan, train Anakin. He's like, "Whoa, dude, we're falling.
We're going to die."
I can't train him. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
Alright.
Enjoy your Star Wars movie.
Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, it's not gonna be any good.
You know what? Be optimistic for once.
We have other podcasts that you can like go ahead and check out. They're all pretty good. We also have a VCast of the BrassCon,
Which I haven't gotten up yet because I finally got the pictures from our buddy Brent.
Yeah.
And there's like over 500 to go through.
You know,
I didn't know this, but when they put them on the disc or whatever, when we took them, they are all sideways.
Oh,
So
neat.
I have to go through them sideways.
Right.
And try
Well,
and fix
we'll
them.
just say we'll just put as a note throughout this podcast. Maybe you saw some pictures from Nebraska spread all around because we just have too many fucking pictures.
There's so many.
So here's some like Nebraska pictures that we took throughout this whole podcast. Now that you've been watching it, now you know why you saw them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Like, why the fuck is Ruby on my screen right now?
Yeah, it was because, and we're talking about Star Wars, and you saw Nebraska pictures. That was why.
Yeah.
Thanks for staying to the end and figuring that one out for you. That little mystery. So yeah, we'll be back next year.
Yeah. 2016.
2016 with more podcasts and more WarBear.
Yay!
It's over. Not WarBear, but this podcast.